'Cause I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I've breathed the mountain air, man. Of travel I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. Been to Tullamore, Seymour, Lismore, Mooloolaba, Nambour, Roochdore, Kilmore, Mooloolaba, Birdsville, Emmaville, Wallaville, Connemara, Connemara, Strathround, Proserpine, Ulladulla, Darwin, Gingin, Nilliquin, Muckilla, Wallumbilla, Bougainville, Cumbria,
Gurugram. Let's cross to India and the great man Neil Butler. Good morning to you, Neil.
It's still morning, is it?
It's still morning, yes.
Middle of the night. I can't imagine why that is. Just FYI, I can't hear Rob. He's obviously in the other studio and I can't hear him. So whatever he's saying, you'll have to translate.
Neil, so what are you up to this morning, Neil, then? You're getting up early to talk to us.
I am indeed. It is 6:15 here this morning. But fair to say I've been a bit toey over the last 24 hours for no particular reason, you understand. There's something going on in Melbourne this afternoon that I probably should keep an eye on. But I'm over here for work in a town called Gurugram, a city called Gurugram. It's about 30 k's outside of Delhi, the national capital, and a population density of 2,500 per square kilometre, if you don't mind. So a little bit busy.
Yeah, so tell me, why did your boss send you to India on this particular day? Does he not like you?
Well, that's evident. No, he said to me, I went to the preliminary final, which obviously with you blokes I won't talk too much about today, but he went with me to the preliminary final last week, and he turned to me when the siren went and he said, "Here is your last chance to pull out." I'm a professional, and my doing backflips because she is sitting in my seat at the MCG this afternoon.
Well, there's still a little part of you there, and I know. Are you able to watch it?
Yes. It will be a 10 o'clock start for us.
Okay.
One of the expat Kiwis over here has kindly invited us around to partake in alcoholic beverages early in the morning whilst watching a game of football. Of course, doing that in moderation.
Responsibly, of course, yes.
Yeah.
Responsible serving alcohol is good. I'm back. I didn't realise that we didn't work from the studio next door. Neil, I know you love being the underdog. I'm not quite sure whether you are or not. The pundits are definitely split, but your former coach David Parkin was with us yesterday. He said he's barracking for his beloved Fitzroy that he coached many years ago, but he thinks that Sydney might win. Do you think that might be the general feeling, and are you comfortable with it?
Sydney might win. Brisbane might win. It is one of those games that, can I say, Rob, that footy's a funny game.
It is. I've heard that. There are no excuses. If we win, fantastic. If we don't, I'll obviously be a little disappointed. But it's a weird one. Obviously, this Fitzroy South Melbourne thing is annoying me a bit, I've got to say. Yes, the heritage is there, but Fitzroy are part of Brisbane, and I have friends who are Brisbane Bears supporters who have been brought up into the whole Brisbane Lions thing. But yeah, I hope it's a good game. There is only one thing better than a good game of football, Rob, and that is a bad game of football that your team wins. Just on that, just the theme thing, I know the media here, for the sake of what the media do, they're certainly making it South Melbourne versus Fitzroy, but the reality is I believe it's a very good thing because there's so much history in both clubs. It would be a tragedy if it was left behind and we didn't get to talk about Dinny Ryan and Chicken Smallhorn and Hayden Bunton and Ron Clegg and Laurie Nash, these absolute legends of the clubs, and they must be kept in it. So I'm comfortable with it steeped in tradition as long as it's not overblown.
Yeah, and as far as I'm obviously reading this from afar, but I don't think I've read very many articles coming out of a certain town, not very far up the road from where you two are sitting at the moment, about the fact that it's Brisbane versus Sydney, except to say that the AFL have finally got their way, and that next year will be a Giants versus Suns grand final, so the AFL can get what they want. That's the only sort of feeling I'm getting across over here.
Well, yeah. I'd like to ask you, Neil, about what's India like this time?
The thing that keeps coming through my mind is you have to see the traffic to believe it. Last night we were going to go out for dinner 9 kilometres from here in a car, and we got onto Google Maps and it told us it was going to take us an hour and 45 minutes.
I take it you didn't go then?
That's right.
What, you couldn't find a restaurant closer than 9 kilometres?
Oh, we could, but it was one that apparently someone had said, you guys would really like going there, and plus, when you live in a hotel for a week, it's nice to get outside the gate occasionally and not go to the office. But yeah, it's an hour and 3 quarters to go 9 kilometres. So that'll give
you know my view of fast food outlets, Neil. But if I had a choice of an hour and a half to a restaurant that someone thought was good or a chicken burger next door, I'm taking the chicken burger. Thanks.
Once again, you've not been to India, have you, Rob? The chicken burgers are a bit dodgy, to be perfectly honest with you. But I must say, I had the most magnificent pasta dish at the hotel next door yesterday, and I mean hotel as in accommodation, not hotel pub, of a shrimp, vodka, chili and tomato pasta. Well, quite magnificent. I'm going back again tonight.
Goodness gracious. Hopefully with champagne to accompany it, Neil.
Oh, you'd hope so. It's not a Kingfisher Ultra, which may or may not have been consumed 1 or 2 of those last night, in moderation and responsibly.
Now, you mentioned the amount of people, though, Neil. Have you been able to get out and about at all, or is it just work for you?
I've been to the office, and I've seen about 1 million people because the office is about a 5-minute drive away. So, you do see... I know I keep huffing on the traffic, but you seriously have absolutely no idea. Yesterday, we were driving down a 3-lane road with about 7 cars abreast because no one, I'm sure what the line's for, and all of a sudden coming directly towards us was a bus.
Yeah, that will happen. You haven't seen Sachin Tendulkar walking around amongst the folk?
Yeah, it's like you've got absolutely no idea until you've been here. And people that say, "Oh, yeah, I think India's beautiful," and I'm sure getting out of the main city, but I'm in a city. Well, I'm 30 k's out of a city that have 30 million people living in it.
It does make it, when you go overseas, you realise what a small fish we are out here. And like I say, it's just incredible.
Extraordinary. And the entire Australian population, plus 3 million of our mates, live in the city 30 k's away.
Yeah. And they all live on top of each other, don't they?
Yeah.
It's extraordinary.
That's why the density is so high. It is absolutely extraordinary. And, of course, pollution is pretty high because people are pumping out air conditioners. Today, I think it's going to be 37 degrees. It's been 25 degrees overnight, and that's pretty common at this time of the year.
I'll bid you farewell and wish you good luck, Neil, because I have to dash, and I didn't realise you couldn't hear me from next door. But best wishes. May the best team win, as they say, and I still haven't worked out what to do, but I think I'm leaning towards the fact that a local boy, Darcy Fort, is playing, but then there's a local boy named Lewis Melican playing for Sydney. But I've got a Lincoln McCarthy jumper at home, and I'm going to barrack for Brisbane. I've just decided. Very
much for doing that. And you might just note the text that was sent through by a listener from Gurugram not a little while ago. Ideally suited for next long run.
Okay, we'll get ready for that.
Well, we'll let Rob go, Neil. But tell us a little bit about what you're going up to when you'll be back in Australia.
Well, today we've got apparently there's a game of football that we're going to be watching on TV. I'm not sure what's going on there. There was some thought of going to the Taj Mahal, which is about 3.5 tomorrow.
Oh, Rob's just taken me off, Neil. You're on, Rob. You're on, Rob. Rob's just taken us off, Neil. Can you hear me still? No, probably not.
I can still hear you, yeah.
Yeah, he's taken the studio over and he's cut me off. So it's just you and me talking now.
Oh, that's right. High quality. Yeah. I'm going to go to the Taj Mahal tomorrow, but there's 5 that's over here. 3 have already been.
Oh, no, we're back on again now, apparently.
Oh, hello.
All right, we're going to leave it, Neil. Thanks for letting me sit in your chair. It's nice and comfortable, but it's all yours next week, my friend.
Thank you. Just make sure you're not there next week.
No, I'll be out park rugging.
Thanks, Bob.
I'll bring up this name. Neil, have a good luck for today.
Cheers, mate.